We're taking a trip down south of the state of Alabama for our next one, where we have 10 teams, 4 of them coming from the FCS, 6 of them already in the FBS. Obviously, the Crimson Tide are going to be heavy favorites, and they are in Season 1, dominating the conference 11-1, and not really much else. You kind of disappointed in what Auburn was able to do, as they couldn't even reach the conference championship. Alabama smacking around in the conference championship. Milroe wins the Heisman Trophy, so they're off to the playoffs at 12-1. First round bye, and they're going to be taking on LSU in round 2, so no longer in the SEC together, but still an Alabama-LSU matchup. Milroe with a 1-point lead, throwing over the middle. That's going to be tipped away, and on 4th down, not going for the field goal. Going to go for it, as that ball's going to be thrown outside, tipped around by 3 different players, and it's going to be incomplete, and that's where LSU takes over with a little dig screen. Receiver break-in, tackle spinning through. First down and more, as LSU back to the air, and they're going to get pressure to hit as he's thrown. It's going to be incomplete. They punt the football back to Alabama, who's going to get a first down on the ground. Under 2 minutes to play, and Alabama trying to hold on to this 1-point lead as they get another first down on the ground, but they go out of bounds, so it helps LSU a little bit on the clock, but they're going to keep grinding things out. 3rd down and 2, handoff for the game, and he's not going to get there. LSU's going to get another opportunity with 1:30 to go. Sack, fumble, Alabama scoops it up, jumping over the down quarterback, and it's a touchdown, but you really have to think they could have gone down, ended the game. This is still a 1-score game. It's an 8-pointer. So if LSU does something like this, a deep shot, they have an opportunity still. So LSU, maybe that scoop and score was the best thing that could have happened to them, as they're going to throw back the other way. And that's a great job to find a receiver to get 9 yards. But there's under a minute to go, and he's getting sacked. It's 4th down. And now we got one more chance. The blitz was sent. They sent everybody. It looked like they sent like 8 or 9 guys and left LSU open. 2-point conversion is going to be good. Alabama might have made a mistake with a scoop and score. It's a tie game, and we are in overtime. Alabama with the football. Milroe, 3rd down and 7, and so that's caught for the touchdown, and Milroe threading the needle. LSU, they need a touchdown now, but they're getting sacked. 3 guys got in there, and it's going to be 2nd down and very long. Throwing, caught, you got a little bit closer, but still 3rd and 12. Now going over the middle, that's knocked away. 4th down, their game's on the line here. You at least got time in the pocket, plenty of time. Someone's got to get open. No one does, and Alabama shuts the door on it and survives a playoff victory. They're on to the semifinals against Ohio State. 24-16 as Will Howard with a lot of time in the pocket. Alabama has only sent 3, and eventually you give a quarterback like 10 seconds in the pocket, someone's going to get open, and he does just that. Now at the 45-yard line, screen is going to be up ahead for a 3rd down and 6. Howard to throw it. He's getting sacked this time, and Alabama's going to take it back. They're the ones in an 8-point deficit this time, not LSU, as it's 2.5 to go. Milroe, open man, he's going to catch it and go right ahead for 10 yards. 2nd and inches, not quite the first, but they're not going to get it here either. 3rd down and 1. Milroe is going to have it knocked away. 4th down and 1. Keeper for Milroe, who gets blown up, and Alabama had 3 opportunities to get a couple of inches, and they couldn't do it. And now Quinshon Judkins has the first down into field goal range, and that is basically going to do it with the field goal. If this is up and good, which it is, Alabama, they scored at the end, but no time was left, and Ohio State gets the playoff victory. So Alabama, disappointing into their season, but you made the Final Four conference championship. Still a good season, especially when you had a Heisman Trophy winner and they are out on top pretty early on. This is a state that is going to very much have a heavy favorite in Alabama, and then Auburn is a pretty good school. Like, Auburn does some good stuff in sim. There's a couple of other schools here that are good sim schools, but obviously starting with the head start is Alabama. But their recruiting class absolutely stunk, and I know I was hovered over them, or I'm using them, but I keep everything on auto, so I had no influence on that. I don't know why they couldn't, do anything there, but UAB, 38-0. Alabama has won their conference championships. What is that, a combined, 79-3 or something like that? Well, back in the playoffs we go. Alabama, they may not have Milroe or a Heisman Trophy winner, but they are dominating, and they are in a first-round bye, but Wisconsin's giving them a fight. 24-24, Wisconsin gets sacked, fumble, and they keep it, though. Wisconsin, second down and 21. They hand it off, trying to get the sack yards back, and they get most of them, all but one of them. Third down and 11. They're going to go on the ground again, content with maybe running this clock down. It's a little over 2 minutes to go. Kick is good. Wisconsin with a 3-point lead as they're going to drop to throw. Alabama over the middle. That's going to be caught wide open, man. And they're going to have it across midfield with another play action. Deep drop, looking outside, got the first down and out of bounds. Clock is stopped, under a minute 20 to go with the throw. Over the middle, that's going to be caught, turning upfield. Inside the red zone now as you're under a minute to play as Alabama throwing for the end zone. And they got the touchdown to potentially the game winner. Just 15 seconds to play as he's getting sacked. Timeout used. You're down to basically a Hail Mary prayer. A fourth down and long. Ball is going to be knocked away. Alabama with the playoff victory once again, and they're on to the semifinals. Now against Oklahoma, it's a 5-point deficit, throwing outside as they're going to get the first down. Trying to expand on this lead as they get the bubble screen. Open man for the first down right at the marker. He's got it. First and 10 now as they're going to throw. Get sacked. No easy completions this time, and that might have knocked him out of field goal range. Third and long. He's going to throw it away, and there's not going to be a field goal try, so Alabama could take the lead with a touchdown, and they're going to start driving with 2 minutes to go. As Alabama looking deep middle, that's going to be caught. First down and a lot more to the 40-yard line. Third down and 11 once more, but they got an open guy underneath and who's going to run ahead for the first down. They are moving it well with just over a minute to play. Open over the middle again. Touchdown Alabama. 2-point try to make it the field goal game. No good, but they have a 1-point lead, and Oklahoma has just 60 seconds to go. They have a first down past the 40-yard line. Timeouts are being used as Arnold's going to throw a deep ball. That's going to be caught on the run. Touchdown. Oklahoma's got the lead and a 2-point conversion. Trying to be up by a full 7, but they're not going to get it. Alabama's got it back with over 30 seconds to play, and they're immediately going to take a shot over the middle. They got it, and there's a flag down. And this one is going to be on Oklahoma. It's roughing the passer. Give them another 15, and they're already at the 35-yard line as they're going to throw over the middle again, and the middle is just eating them alive in the red zone. 15-yard line, back corners, no one's there, throwing it away as they're on to fourth down. 10 seconds to go. Alabama back in the end zone. Touchdown, and it was an open man, and he delivers it. Barely on the back line. Alabama in the national championship, and we've seen this matchup before. Alabama-Clemson, as there's going to be an interception. Alabama has a 7-point lead, and the football now as they're going to get sacked on second down. It's going to be third down and long. Alabama trying to avenge a national championship loss years ago. A play where Hunter Renfrow caught a game-winning touchdown at the end. And now Clemson trying to break the hearts of Alabama again. But Alabama's got the lead. They got the ball. They got a play where they get a block. And he's running down the sidelines. And Alabama inside the 25-yard line. 2 minutes to play. Right up the middle. He's going to plow ahead for an 8-yard gain. 4th and 2. They're going for it. I don't know about this call, and they're not going to get it. They could have taken the field goal for the 2-score lead. They wanted to end it there, and Clemson has nowhere to go. Fourth down. Now can they save it? Clemson is going to throw it deep. It's knocked away. Alabama is going to get the football back in a read option. No one was expecting that, as Alabama's going to run into the end zone and run their way to a national championship in year 2. And that play call at the end, highly questionable to not take the 2-score lead. I'm very aggressive when it comes to play calling and going for it. I love to see teams going for it, but there's certain situations where you just shouldn't go for it. And look at Alabama's draft class too. It's no wonder they made a national championship and won it. And very early on, they're the ones on top as they have another bad recruiting class, which is really weird because Auburn's doing well, so it's not conference prestige. The bad recruiting classes Alabama may have to worry about later on, but at least for right now, it's not affecting them too much. Another double-digit win season, but Auburn also with 10 wins, so we're going to get a little Iron Bowl action as Auburn has a 7-point lead, and this could knock Alabama out the playoff. I don't know if it'd be enough to catapult Auburn to get in, but they are doing their thing right now with the football in scoring position, threatening to make it a 2-score game as they're going to get a broken tackle, and look at that run inside the 10-yard line. What a run. Third down and goal. They pop it outside, but it's not going to be in, and they're going to go for the field goal try. Short kick is no good, and Alabama, the door's wide open as I got a 7-point deficit, and now the ball with a minute and a half to go, throwing it deep. That's going to be incomplete, and Alabama couldn't get it done on fourth down, so Auburn, they missed that short field goal, and it's not going to cost them too much. Alabama still does get in. They sneak their way into the playoffs, but they are down by 9 against Ohio State. Ohio State knocked Alabama out in year 1, and they're looking to do it again in year 3 as they're going to throw one outside. That's caught for the first down as Ohio State's getting blown up and sacked. Third down and long as they're looking and getting sacked again. Alabama trying to stay in it, and they need a score, and they need it fast. 10-yard gain here on third down is going to turn it to 4th and 2. Quick pass, that's knocked away. Ohio State takes over on third down. They're going to fumble, and Alabama keeps themselves alive a little bit longer as they're going to throw it down by 9 still, and they got a big play down the sidelines. Alabama is not done yet. Touchdown as it's a one-score game and an onside kick. It's up in the air and it's picked up by Ohio State. Alabama, though, they can still stop them and not allow a first down. Stretch play outside, broken tackle, and the first down immediately given up. Ohio State with the victory and a big fourth quarter from them. They knock Alabama out 2 out of 3 seasons. And a playoff exit for them. Ryan Williams, he had a big play, but he goes pro, and he had a great career there at Alabama. But now we move on to see what these recruiting classes are going to look like. And as you can see, I'm still hovered over Alabama. I have not moved off of them, and they had a good recruiting class this year. So I don't know what happened in the first 2 years. It's just kind of weird that went down. But we have them kind of taking a step back a little bit, and UAB taking a step up 10-2, as now Alabama could play spoilers. They're not making the playoffs, but they can knock UAB out as it's 24-21. Alabama with the lead with the football, throwing outside, and they're going to get the first down, and they are in the red zone. UAB needing to stop them, need them to hold them to a field goal, and they're going to get down to the 1-yard line. Speed option, pitch it out, and that's a touchdown, Alabama. 31-21. UAB got a 10-point comeback in you as the 2-minute warning has hit, and they are down to 4th down. Throwing outside, caught open man, first down, get out of bounds. Need to conserve as much time as humanly possible as they're going to get another first. Timeouts are being used. They're going to bank on that onside kick, and they're not even going to maybe get an opportunity with the sack there, as you need to at least score some points. Hit as he's thrown. That ball's almost intercepted. It's 4th down and 20. UAB on upset alert, deep, and it's intercepted. Alabama, they were a little bitter that they didn't make the playoffs this year, as they're going to upset UAB, knock them out, and no one's going to the playoffs this year, as Alabama had a bit more of a down season. And I think you can probably credit that to the first 2 recruiting classes that they had that were just not very good. Alabama's obviously Alabama, and they're going to have talent all across the board, but they were a little bit worse this year, still underwhelming. Auburn's a really talented school, 89 and 90 overall on the offense and defensive side of the football. They just haven't been able to get to the playoffs, whereas UAB, they're rocking like an 80 overall team and making themselves a 10-win school. Auburn, another great recruiting class. Alabama, middle of the pack. They're not doing great. How about 3 teams at the top of the conference this year at 10 wins apiece? UAB's 10-2, no conference championship, but they're number 4. They're locked into the playoffs, and now we have Jacksonville State and Auburn. They're going to be playing for a playoff spot in the conference title. No Alabama in sight, as they're going to be Jacksonville State at home. 10-10 game with the football right up the middle. Met at the first down marker, and they don't give it to them. 2nd and inches, they're going to get it on the next play anyway, so it does not matter. To jump ahead to 3rd down and 5, where they're going to throw outside to an open man inside the 15-yard line, now inside the 10 QB power. No one was expecting that. It was wide open up the middle. Auburn's got 2.5 to go, and they're going to start with a first down, but they got plenty of time, and they need a touchdown. We're going to be at the 2-minute warning after this one, as they're going to throw it over the middle, caught for the first down. Auburn trying not to miss out on the playoffs once again. They've gotten a conference championship under their belt, but no playoffs, as he missed an open guy. I think he could have hit that. 3rd down now, diving grab. They keep the drive alive. 2nd down and 2, as they're going to go underneath. That's going to be caught inside the 10. Goal to go. There's under 20 seconds to play. 3rd down and goal. Throwing that ball gets knocked away. It's 4th down and goal. Game on the line. He's hit, and it's incomplete. Jacksonville State holds on and gets the victory. They're going to the playoffs. UAB's going to the playoffs, and Auburn, they're not going to the playoffs once again. And now Jacksonville State's got Tulane, as it's a 20-14 game. Big catch and run off the play action. They got it inside the 35-yard line, trying to get that 2-score lead, but they're going to get sacked in a big loss. 3rd down and long, trying to get back into field goal range, and they do. Kick on the way. It is good, and Tulane with the 2-score lead, but you got 5 minutes to play. Jacksonville State needs to put up points on this drive. They got a screen for the first down, and now second down, handoff, running back, got the lane, got the first down, and he's going to fight ahead past the 40-yard line. Now play action, and a sack, and they're going to go down. Jacksonville State backed up, 2nd and 17, rolling, cutting upfield, he made a miss, and what a move from the quarterback. He faked everybody out, and gets the first down on a 20-yard run. 1st and 10, he's going to drop back, roll left, jump over a guy, he gets sacked. He's dancing around the pocket quite a bit. It's 2nd and long again. I don't know if he's got another big run in him. He's got a sack in him though, as it's 4th down to 23. Desperation, it's caught, and he's on the run. Touchdown, Jacksonville State. Miraculous touchdown to keep it alive. 3rd down, they're getting swarmed, and a sack. Jacksonville State's gonna get great field position in field goal range now with the big play inside the 40-yard line. 3rd and inches, minute 10 to go. Touchdown, Jacksonville State out of nowhere has the lead. 28-23 screen is going to be out for Tulane, and suddenly Tulane's got 60 seconds to score a touchdown to try to win this game and win this playoff matchup, as Tulane has a strike past midfield. Dropping to throw once again. We're under 30 seconds to play. Deep ball wide open. Where was the defense? Touchdown. And Tulane 2-point conversion, and it's going to be good. Jacksonville State now, they got under 20 seconds to get a field goal. They got a great play there past midfield, but they're out of time. They need to try a Hail Mary. Time has hit zeros. Ball is thrown up for a playoff victory. It's knocked away and intercepted, and that's going to be a defeat for Jacksonville State. They pulled out a double-digit comeback out of nowhere, and they couldn't get it done. Now UAB, we turn to them. They got a 28-21 lead over Washington State. 5 minutes to play and a lot of time in the pocket. He's just eventually going to tuck and run it, and he's got the first down sliding, and now they're inside the 10. Handoff. That's going to be a first down. Goal to go. Now pop pass outside. He's going to cut it back in and get the touchdown. Tie it up. UAB, they need to do something now, as they got plenty of time, and they got a big play past midfield to the 45-yard line, and you can try to go into clock control offense to try to get a field goal here. They get the first down, move the chains, minute and a half to go. Run on 3rd down is no good. They're going to settle for the field goal, but they ran quite a bit of time off and leave Washington State with just under a minute 20 to go. Defense, can they hold them? That's going to be a big completion to start things off. Needing a field goal to tie, a touchdown to potentially win. The running back sneaks out on the wheel route past midfield, and now throwing outside. Open Ben, he's open for the touchdown, and Washington State has a easy score. And now UAB left with 45 seconds to play. Broken tackle as they're hurrying back to the line. 30 seconds to go as he's got time. He's going over the middle. It's intercepted. Jacksonville State and UAB, both heartbreakers in the playoffs. They get knocked out in big time 4th quarter action. So we're seeing Jacksonville State and UAB ascend, and we're seeing Alabama pay the price for 2 bad recruiting classes, as their overall still maintains a high level, but they're not having the depth, obviously, because you basically had 2 non-existent recruiting classes. I would imagine, you know, most of those players didn't get very far, or it's just not enough to help them out. But they're rebounding a lot better. They're getting a lot better recruiting classes. Auburn, they're killing in recruiting. Like, they are going crazy, and they are just not getting anything out of it, as the conference championship's going to come down to UAB and Jacksonville State, and maybe we have turned the page on a new chapter here for the state of Alabama, as Jacksonville State and UAB, both so close to playoff victories last season, now in a conference championship, as UAB down 9-14. It's a lower scoring affair, as Jacksonville State with the football, throwing over the middle in the tight window. Throw is going to be all the way for the touchdown. Jacksonville State with a 2-score lead, as now UAB's got to make a comeback as they fumble the football, and Jacksonville State picks it up, and things could get out of hand here. Pass on 2nd down on the run is going to be broken up. It's incomplete. Make it 3rd down and long, as they're going to get sacked, so it knocks them out of field goal range, and UAB survives a little bit longer. longer, but they lost about a minute of time as they got a lot of time in the pocket, and they're going to find an open receiver. UAB scrambling. They can't even settle for a field goal to try to cut it to a one-score game. They need 2 touchdowns, and now 4th down with the game on the line. It's basically 4-down territory here on out. 1st and 10. Blitz sent in. Rolling left. He's got it, and he's headed for the end zone. Fights his way in, and he gets it. UAB, they still are in this, and Jacksonville State with a run, trying to run out this clock, get the 1st downs as they get one there. Now making another handoff, and another 1st down. How about 2 in a row? UAB can't afford another mistake like that, but 3 handoffs, 3 1st downs, 3 chunk runs, and 3 timeouts burned as UAB gets burned, and they are not going to be winning the conference title. They're not going to be going to the playoffs, and UAB is going to watch from home as Jacksonville State's got Miami, and Miami has got a big play with a 3-point lead inside the 20-yard line, out of bounds on the screen as they hand it off. Miami going to make a move, and that's a great cut to get him the 1st down. Goal to go. It's going to be a RPO, flag down. He definitely threw that one a little late, and it's going to be an ineligible man downfield, so take the touchdown off the board. Jacksonville State caught a huge break there. 3rd down, now trying to make sure they can't get into the end zone this time, and they do just that. Field goal try is going to keep it a 1-score game, so they really caught a break with that ineligible man downfield, and Jacksonville State with the read option. They are going to get the 1st down. Now we jump to a 3rd down where they got the running back screen set up, get a block, break a tackle, but not 2, and they're going to punt it away with just 2 minutes to go. I don't know about that call, and I don't know if you can stop this running back. He's going to be going all the way for the touchdown, and Miami with the big score, and you really shouldn't have punted it there. I mean, you were down to 4th and 1.5 maybe. You needed to go for it, and especially now with Miami in a 2-score game, you're throwing an interception, and that's gonna do it. That's just a call you should have went for it, and I would like to see that be improved a little bit in the game with the 4th down logic, but they really should have went for that. Still though, Jacksonville State's having a really good stretch. They've made the playoffs back-to-back years, haven't been able to win that playoff game. They've come close, but not quite. They're really establishing themselves though as Alabama kind of recovers from that 2-year recruiting class rut that they hit, and even still, the recruiting classes have been 20s to 30s, so nothing spectacular. They're back in the conference championship though, and it's going to be Alabama and Auburn, so our 2nd iteration of the Iron Bowl in the conference title game, as it's Alabama 14-17, and these two more established programs trying to retake the power back in the state of Alabama, as it's going to be a sack. Auburn, they had to kick it away with a 3-point lead in the play action as Alabama gets a sack, and they tried to spin out of that one, but they weren't getting away. 3rd down and long, Alabama's getting sacked again, and Auburn takes it over, trying to seal things up. They got the screen set up, and they got the 1st down at the 40-yard line. As Auburn getting another screen, this time to the running back. It was a miscommunication, and they're going to have to kick it away again. Alabama, 2-minute warning. They're down to 4th and 5. Throwing it outside. That's going to be caught, and on the run, he's got a big catch and run to midfield as that's 3rd down and 5. Alabama, short middle, running back trying to fight for it. 4th and inches, not quite, as Alabama, quick pass outside. They get it, and they keep things going. Play action. 40 seconds to play, as now they're in field goal range with that one. 1st and 10, now looking for a touchdown, and they're going to take a shot. It's caught for the touchdown. There's a flag on the field, though, and this one's coming back. Alabama's game winner just taken off the board. Now 20 seconds to play. Try it again. They get it close, but they're just going to go for the field goal to send it to overtime. It's going to be good. Auburn lucky to even be here. They gave up the game-winning touchdown, and that might be a 2nd game-winning touchdown. They're not taking this one off the board, but Auburn now with a chance to respond. They're getting sacked. 2 guys got on them. 2nd and 17. Throwing over the middle. That's going to be caught. Get it back to 3rd and 2. Handoff. It's going to be for the 1st down. So keeping the chains going inside the 15-yard line, and he's going to tuck. He's going to run it. He's not going to quite make it to the end zone, but he'll get inside the 5. 1st and goal. That's going to be a touchdown, Auburn. Let's go to 2nd overtime as they're going to throw an incomplete pass on 3rd down. field goal try is going to be good, so Alabama can win it with a touchdown, or field goal sends it to a 2-point shootout, and you might be thinking field goal after that sack. 3rd down and long. Screen, they're just going to play for the field goal. Try to get as many yards as they can. They get a decent amount, so it sets up a manageable field goal try. Kick for a shootout is no good. Alabama loses. They choke the field goal at the end, and Auburn is going to be going to the playoffs. Finally, they make it, and they got a matchup against Michigan, and Auburn taking a shot immediately. That's going to be caught to the 30-yard line. They got a 5-point lead, and stepping up, throwing. That's going to be caught over the middle. Slant route for the first down. 1st and 10 with 5 to go with a play action, and a sack. Michigan backs them up. 2nd down and long. They get the screen set out, and they weren't ready for that one. Up the sidelines, he's got it to goal to go. 3rd down and goal now. Auburn right over the middle, caught at the 3-yard line. They're going to settle for the kick, and the field goal is good. 8-point game, and it's still a 1-score game as it's 24-16. Michigan with the first down, and they're going to be at 2 minutes to play. And throwing, that defender just missed the ball, and it gives Michigan a first down. Now a screen set up, it's incomplete. 4th down and 10, needing to convert. It's going to be caught. What a grab! Contested, and it didn't matter. Now Michigan touchdown, and that 4th down grab was clutch. 2-point conversion for the tie, and the ball was short. The quarterback just missed that pass, and an onside kick is going to be in the hands of Auburn, who survives. But man, that 2-point conversion just sold them. And now you got a game in the 2nd round, taking on Kansas State, and down by 5. They're throwing over the middle. That's going to be caught for the first down. Auburn with the ball and an opportunity to take the lead. Screen set up, and these screens have been working on the perimeter for Auburn, both in the Michigan game and now in this one. Pass is going to be caught, and the receiver has enough speed to turn it upfield for the first down inside the red zone. Blitz sent in. Auburn beats the blitz and gets it out for another first down. 3rd and goal now. As he's going to tuck, he's going to try to run it. He doesn't get in. 4th down and goal. And now another blitz sent in. Looking, but there's no one open. He gets sacked. Auburn now needs a stop on defense as they're going to throw outside, and Kansas State with a big play. First down, and now clock is starting to run. You're in a position where you need to start taking your timeouts, but you're allowed a big run. And now they're in field goal range. Under 2 to play. And it's going to be another handoff. And another play close to the first down. 3rd down and 1. That's going to do it. First down. Kansas State wins, and Auburn came so close. Alabama could drop 55 points in a bowl game against Louisiana Tech, but I mean, it's not distracting from the fact that they are struggling a little bit to even get into the playoffs. It's been a little while since they've even gotten there, and we've watched 3 other teams in this conference make the playoffs in the span that they haven't been able to make it. So Alabama, I mean, can they just ride out this national championship that they have and win the video? Maybe not. But Alabama, there you go. That's a good recruiting class. Auburn's still doing their thing. You'd like to see some of these other teams get up there, but it's been a bit of a struggle. And as we move ahead to the next season, Alabama struggling. Auburn, Jacksonville State in the conference championship. So we've seen this matchup before, and we'll see it again as Auburn's at home 24-24, and Jacksonville State has it for the first down. I was worried in doing this video that we would just get Alabama, Auburn every year, and Alabama just winning the conference championship every year, but it's a pleasant surprise to not see one team just dominate the entire thing, as we've had a little bit of a competitive energy between Jacksonville State, Auburn, UAB, and Alabama. So 4 teams is a lot better than one dominating it, as Auburn is going to go all the way for the touchdown. The defender just straight up missed him, and now at under 5 to go, Jacksonville State needing to respond. They got a play over the middle. That's going to be caught, and he turns it up to the 41-yard line, and now sweeping it outside, and they're going to get blown up. It's going to turn to 3rd down and 14, and they got the screen set up, and they're not going to get anything out of it. Auburn now, they got a 3rd and 14 themselves, and they're getting sacked. Jacksonville State, they take it back in great field position, so not a lot of harm done, but these guys just can't protect. It's 3rd down and long. Blitz sent in, and the nickel blitz gets them. It's 4th down and a mile. They've converted one like this before. Can they do it again? No, they cannot. And Auburn takes over. A field goal can seal things up. They're going to get in range, try the kick to put it away, and the kick is good. Auburn with the victory, 34-24, and Jacksonville State is going to be 9-4 and no playoffs for them. And Auburn is just going to barely sneak in, but they're going to get bounced by Ohio State. 18-point loss. It's been nice that we haven't had like a bunch of blowouts. Alabama knocked out UAB and North Alabama in the first 2 conference championships, but aside from that, not a whole lot when it comes to blowouts. A lot of close and competitive games. Alabama, you can see their roster is really good. And look at Jacksonville State, 87 overall. For Jacksonville State to be a consistent, like, mid to high 80s, like, that is firmly a team that can compete for a national title. So that's really cool that they are that good now. Like, they are a legit team. There's a difference between a team kind of having a couple of nice years and then being able to sustain success and stay at that level, be that high 80s overall team and try to be a consistent contender. Jacksonville State and UAB are in the conference championship once more. In UAB, they got a lead and they need to win this one. They are 13th in the nation, and a conference championship can get them into the playoffs as they got a big run here. 2 10-2 schools looking to get themselves finally into the playoff victory column as they are inside the 5-yard line trying to take a 2-score lead, and they do just that with a touchdown on the ground. And it's 31-21. Jacksonville State needs a lot to go their way late in this one as they're going to throw it outside. That's going to be intercepted. Jacksonville State is down by 10 and make it more than that. UAB touchdown, and they finally are going to cash in with a conference championship victory. They had been beaten in a couple. They had not gotten a playoff victory yet, but they got a first-round bye. Jacksonville State does still get into the playoffs at the 10 seed. Auburn does as well. Auburn in the playoffs. So we got 3 teams in there. Only 10 schools in the state of Alabama, but 3 in the playoffs as Georgia, Auburn, tie game, dropping to throw. Georgia with the football, and they got it inside the 25, first down, and trying to take this lead. 2.5 to go. Over the middle again. That's going to be caught in traffic. First and goal as they're moving, looking, running, and he's got the touchdown at the 2-minute warning, and now Auburn needs to respond. Pass thrown in traffic, and that is a grab. Auburn's receiver with a great job. Now another pass for a first down. Quickly moving the football, under a minute to play. Blitz sent in, and they beat it. Over the middle in the man coverage, and he's got it. First down inside the 20-yard line. Auburn, and it's going to throw an interception. They were doing so good, and they throw it away. Auburn goes down, and Georgia's 21-point fourth quarter gets him the victory. Now we move on. Jacksonville State trying to rebound after a tough conference championship loss and get a playoff victory. Can they do it against Florida State? They're going to throw over the middle in a tie game, 24-24 for the first down in enemy territory with the handoff. Outside, first down, and now to the 25-yard line before it's pushed out. A read option. He's got a lane. He's got a first down to cut. Look at the quarterback moving inside the 5-yard line. Quarterbacks aren't supposed to juke you out like that, and he finishes it off with a well-deserved touchdown. He didn't even go down. Who is this quarterback? He's an absolute tank as they got a 31-24 lead. Florida State looking for a response, and their quarterback's going to keep it on the ground. He can run a little bit too. They got a first down, midfield, throwing, and that's going to be caught. Open man in between the zones. 20-yard line. 1:20 to go, and Florida State is moving it. They are driving, and they are inside the 5-yard line. Timeout used, 40 seconds to play. Rolling into a sack. It's 3rd and goal. Now make it 4th and goal. And back in the end zone, it's intercepted. And Florida State is going to go down. Jacksonville State has moved on, and they are into the second round against West Virginia. Now West Virginia, they're down by 5, and their defense is on the field trying to prevent a field goal and make it an 8-point game, but they're allowing a first down. Under 4 minutes to play. Play action, and a sack is in, and he gets leveled but hangs on to the football. 3rd down and very long, stepping up, throwing on the run, and he floats it in coverage. Incomplete, and the field goal try is going to be good, so still a 1-score game. 34-26. Can they get to the semifinals? It's going to be intercepted. He jumped it, and he got the football, and now Jacksonville State outside. Timeout used, but the field goal to make it a 2-score game is going to be good. And now West Virginia, they're running out of chances. 4th down, that ball swatted away, and Jacksonville State is going to the semifinals UAB, on the other hand, is not going to handle their playoff appearance very well. They won the conference. They beat Jacksonville State in the conference championship, but they couldn't do anything with it. Now Jacksonville State's got Georgia, and they're down by 1, but not for long with a big strike, and that's going to be a touchdown, Jacksonville State, and they got the 2-point conversion for the 7-point lead. He's mad, and he doesn't get it, but how embarrassing is it going to be? UAB beats Jacksonville State pretty comfortably in the playoffs, but then you get bounced in the first round, and you watch Jacksonville State win and win again, and now they're taking on the team that beat Auburn, another team in their conference, and if they could go and hang on like they are right now, they could go and potentially take down the team that beat UAB. So Jacksonville State, maybe the conference championship loss could be irrelevant as they got another big play, and they're streaking down the sidelines, and they're going to be tracked down inside the 30-yard line. And now with 2 minutes to play, broken tackle, trying to seal this game, and they're inside the 5-yard line, goal to go, throwing, touchdown, and that's going to be a national championship appearance for Jacksonville State. Out of nowhere, this has been a crazy run, and they're taking on Tulane, like I said, the team that beat UAB. Fumble, and Tulane jumps on it. Jacksonville State still gets the ball in great field position, and they're going to go with a read option. This quarterback is such a good runner. They got a 3-point lead trying to extend it, and they're going to be in position to do just that in the red zone. Under 5 to play, handoff right up the middle. It's going to be down, so they're going to try to take on a 6-point lead, and they do just that, so Tulane still has their chance. Tulane with a pass. It's going to be caught, open man, and he's running all the way past the 45-yard line. Now they're in enemy territory, 3rd down and 3. Pass going to be caught underneath, met, it's 4th and inches, and they're going to convert, keeping it alive, under 2 minutes to play. Throwing, deep drop, he's got it, caught at the marker again, he's got the first down. 2nd down and 4, as he's looking outside, that's going to be intercepted, and Jacksonville State on the run. No way, he's going to go all the way for the touchdown, and Jacksonville State has completed one of the more improbable national title runs as they go from conference champion loser to national champion winner. That was definitely one of the more out-of-nowhere national championships that I've seen. We've seen lesser teams win it, and I don't even think it was because of Jacksonville State not being a good enough team to win it. It's just they lose a conference championship, kind of just sneak into the playoffs, and they just go all the way and win it, which is not something you usually see, but nice to get them on the board and have a team other than Alabama win the national title. As we move on to the next season, Alabama, look who's back at it, 11-1, and they got Troy in the conference championship. Welcome to the video, Troy. They're making an appearance here. I thought they'd be doing a little bit better, as they're one of the teams that in sim kind of does good sometimes. Like, they're not a 100% hit rate type of team, but sometimes you will get a dynasty save where Troy's just doing all the right things for some reason, and they are now finally doing something against Alabama, but it's 24-20, and Alabama's got the lead. They got the football, and they got a strike over the middle as they're dropping back to throw it and getting sacked, and he broke out of 1, not 2, and Troy gets the football back, so Troy could pull up a massive upset here as it's going to be incomplete. 4th down, and they're going for it and throwing an interception. Alabama's got it and taking it all the way for the touchdown. And it's 31-20. Troy trying to get now back into this one with 1.5 minutes to go. Broken tackle. He gets out of bounds. Troy's just going to settle for the field goal after a couple of incomplete passes. Kick is good. 8-point game. And the onside kick is going to be scooped up by Alabama. And it's going to be Alabama with the victory. So Troy gave him a decent fight, but Alabama does the job. 12-1, first round bye, and the only team in the playoffs in this conference, and they got USC, and it's a high scoring battle. How about 41-39 as Alabama with the football in the read option has the first down, and they're going to be moving the chains with another play action, and it's going to be over the middle for another first inside the red zone now as they're trying to make it a 2-score game, but they are getting sacked. The play action and pull them this time. 3rd down and long, screen set up, and they are going to get a decent amount of yards, try to get to the marker, not quite going to get there. They still came 10 yards short. Field goal try is going to keep it a 1-score game, the 5-point game. 44-39 as USC going to the outside on the curl route. caught in between the zones. Second down and 7. 3-man rush, so he's got plenty of time and finds an open man. That's going to be caught for a first down once more. Now screen outside. That's going to be another first down in USC with 2 minutes to play. Moving things down the field with plenty of time again, and eventually a touchdown frees up. Alabama needs to respond, but not before the 2-point conversion, where they make it a 3-point game. And Alabama now looking immediately is going to take a shot. He's got it, and on the run, are they going to track him down? USC chasing, he does get him down, and with 40 seconds to play, Alabama going to go for the touchdown. All chasing him down did was make him use more time. 51-47 and a first down into Hail Mary range. 14 seconds to go. He's gonna throw. He's got time, but time is running out. You got to get rid of the football, and he finally does. He gets inside the 35-yard line, but now you're down to your last play. Throwing it deep. Hail Mary is gonna be knocked away. Alabama with the victory, 51-47, a high-scoring shootout. Now you go against the former SEC opponent in Ole Miss, as they're going to get sacked. Alabama with the football back in a 7-point deficit, and if Alabama can go and get themselves a second national championship, not often do we see teams get second national championships in these types of videos, so 2 would definitely do the trick, as they're going to throw a deep ball. That's going to be caught, and they're going to go all the way for the touchdown, and Alabama ties it up with the kickoff back deep. And Ole Miss with the return following the touchdown, and they're going to go straight up the middle, finding a lane. They got a block, and they're on the run. Are they going to go all the way? Alabama tracking them, chasing them, and they're going to get them inside the 10-yard line. And almost a kick return touchdown. You know how hard it is to get a kick return touchdown spectating this game? We haven't gotten one in any of these videos. Ole Miss is not going to be able to capitalize and score a touchdown. They're going to have to settle for a field goal despite a 90-yard kick return. Alabama with the football, play action, rollout, gets a block, throws it outside. That's going to be caught, first down on the sidelines. Now handoff on second down, get the first, get a block, and they're going to get it to midfield as they drop to throw again on the run. He's going to dump it off, and it's going to be 4th down and 7. They're going to punt it away, and the special teams battle is looking really good on both sides. How about pinning them back at the 1? They're not going to get a safety. Instead, Ole Miss is going to get the first down to seal it. Another one of those situations where you probably should go for it, as you got little time to go, and even though you pinned him back at the 1, that you were only just hoping you could stop him for a good field position, but one first down and it's over, as Alabama does get back into the playoffs, get a playoff victory, but not going to go any further than that. You can see Jacksonville State, they've kind of fallen off a little bit. They were in the high 80s. Now they're down into the low to mid 80s as an overall team. So, you know, maybe the prime of Jacksonville State has run out, but they got their national championship. Now Auburn, UAB, conference championship, and potentially no playoff appearances here. Alabama's at 12, but they didn't make it. Auburn dominates in the conference championship. They take down UAB, but they're not a high enough rank to get in. And Alabama, who was ranked 12th, isn't going to get in at 10-2. So that's an interesting circumstance, an interesting situation that played out there. Alabama, if they made the conference championship and won it, they'd be in, but they couldn't get there. 10-2 wasn't going to be good enough without their conference title. So now we move ahead to another season where Troy is looking like a competent team. Auburn's going down, but they're just getting such good recruiting classes. I don't know who's recruiting down there at Auburn, but eventually this talent's got to have to put it all together. And yeah, that finally did happen. How about number 1 in the nation? 11-1 in a conference championship against UAB. This time, it's not a blowout. UAB's better than they were last year, and Auburn's a lot better too. UAB getting sacked. It's an 8-point game, and if UAB can pull this one off against what has looked like an unstoppable Auburn team this year, it would be huge, as it's a first-round bye on the line. Auburn getting stopped. It's 3rd down and long. They're throwing, and they're getting sacked. They're going to punt it away, and now UAB with the 3rd down. They're going to have it. First down converted. Trying to get this to a 2-score lead as they're going to throw on the run on 3rd down. That's going to be intercepted. Auburn takes it, and they're going to get it in great field position. Throwing it over the middle. Caught for the first down, as now it's 3rd down and 3 once more. Another first down. Time is ticking down to the 2-minute warning as they're going to go read option. Quarterback's going to get the first. It's goal to go. And this is your big chance here, Auburn. You need the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. He's going to scramble. He's going to throw it out of bounds. He could have ran for it maybe. 4th down and goal. End zone. It's intercepted. And UAB can pull this one off. They just need to run the clock out. 1 first down will do it, but they're not going to get it. And now at 15 seconds to go, Auburn, what do you got? Deep shot. It's going to be Cody at a step, and he's going to get the touchdown. Auburn has pulled this one off, but they need the 2-point conversion, and they got it. UAB, are they going to choke this one away? Overtime is going to be Auburn football. They got it first, and they're sweeping it outside, and he's got the lane into the end zone. And Auburn, can they survive it? UAB throwing, intercepted. And UAB chokes the game away. And they're going to watch Auburn go 12-1 in Auburn. Let me show you this. How about Heisman Trophy winner? But that's not all. Look at the awards. Is this the greatest team ever assembled? How about this award? Defensive back, best running back, not best receiver, but how about everything? Defensive end. They didn't get the best interior offensive line, but they got the best tight end. They got the best everything. For their quarterback, though, he's going to be out for one of the playoff games. They have a 2-week injury. They have a first-round bye, so that's going to be one of the weeks. He's going to miss their first playoff game. So their Heisman winner isn't even going to be playing for one of the playoff games. He got injured in the UAB game. UAB, speaking of them, they're in the playoffs still. They have to go the long way, though, on the road at Clemson. 21-26, handoff. They're going to be inside the 10-yard line. 4th down and 1 they're going for. Throwing in the end zone and incomplete. UAB is going to give it back to Clemson. They had their chance, and now they might not get another one if they can't get a stop. 3 minutes to play. Handoff. That's going to be for the first down. They pushed him ahead, and now another handoff. Outside, he's got the first again. And UAB, they gave the football back with a lot of time left, but by the time they get it back, they only got 20 seconds to play in a deep shot, and they got it. It sets them up with 7 seconds to play in a Hail Mary. They've been taking shots at the end zone, and their final one is incomplete. And Clemson survives. UAB, another heartbreaker. No Heisman quarterback, no problem. Auburn, 47-14. And how about 55-31? They're going to the national championship without much of a sweat broken. How about over 100 points put up in 2 playoff games? And now you are in a game against Penn State where it's 14-10. Not quite the offensive assault like you've had in the previous 2, but that's a big time play. Dropping a bomb on this Penn State defense for the 2-score lead. And now Penn State looking for the response. They got to play over the middle with a defender dove and missed. And now he's on the run, and he's going to go all the way. So a big time play in response. 21-16, 3rd down and 2, and they are not going to give it to them. They give it to Penn State, who immediately throws an interception and ends it. The national championship goes to Auburn, and they did a very good job to get there, dominating. And it's weird to think that this team almost lost to UAB if it wasn't for a miracle, but then they go out and absolutely slaughter 2 teams, and then had a tougher one against Penn State, but still handled Penn State, did the things that they need to at the end, and they took home like half the awards too. So now 3 teams got a national title under their belt. Alabama, Auburn Conference Championship. How about 10 wins across the board for 3 different teams and our usual suspects at the top? And we have a little Iron Bowl action. I believe, was this the 3rd time they've matched up in the conference championship? Which 3 out of 15. I'm pretty satisfied with that, not being an Iron Bowl conference championship every single season. 21-13, Alabama with the defense on the field, trying to make sure Auburn can't get that touchdown and 2-point conversion to tie it. It's 4th down and 1. Auburn underneath. That's going to be caught. First down. They keep it alive. 2 minutes to play now. As Auburn outside again. That's going to be another first down. Turning upfield and getting out of bounds. 1:52 to play. As they got time stepping up, throwing, and that's intercepted. Alabama has it. And it's their chance to run out that clock as they turn it outside. And that's going to be a first down for Alabama. And now 3rd down and 1. One more, but they don't get it. Auburn has a chance. How about another Auburn miracle like they had against UAB? Same situation. 8-point deficit late in the game. Under 30 seconds to play. They got to check down underneath. That's going to be caught, but he's going to run up ahead for about 14 yards. 20 seconds to play, and Auburn is gonna get sacked, and they might not be able to pull it off this time. They got a Hail Mary to try to do what they did again last year. Can they pull it off? Not quite, and Alabama's gonna survive it. As not going to happen again. I mean, you're not going to pull off an 8-point miracle in the last minute of the game 2 years in a row. Alabama's going to get a first-round bye, and they're going to be taking on Iowa. Honestly, I don't ever really see Iowa doing anything in these simulations, so good to see a little bit of a different team as their running back's going crazy here with a first down carry. And now dropping back to throw. He's going to tuck. He's going to run it. Alabama down by 8, and there's 4 minutes to play as Iowa is just moving the chains. They were backed up to start this drive, and now they're already at the 35-yard line, making it the red zone as they run the clock down to 2 minutes to play, and another first down. Iowa running a picture-perfect operation here. Sweep it outside, and Alabama's not even going to get to touch it until like a minute and a half to play, and by then it's a 2-score deficit. Alabama loses in the playoffs, and Iowa, that was a great job on that drive to get it all the way down the field. Alabama's going to be losing a lot of players to the draft, and we are down to the final 2 seasons in this video. We're going to see if Jacksonville State can get back in the mix. Maybe UAB could do something this time around, and it's going to be Jacksonville State versus Alabama, but it's all Alabama for the playoffs as Jacksonville State is just here to play some spoiler. They're unranked at 9-3. Alabama down by 5, and they're going to throw it outside, swatted down. Alabama's going to get the football back and a chance to get the lead as they're going to throw a strike to the 35-yard line. Now backed up 3rd down and 12, rolling, sacked, and Alabama's on upset alert. They need to win this to get into the playoffs. I don't know if you can lose to an unranked team at this current position and still make the playoffs. Alabama with the ball back in great field position, but you got just under 2 minutes to play. It's 3rd down and 7 with a minute to go. Throwing a pass up top, and there's 2 guys in the area. It's 4th and 7, and your last chance is going to be stopped. And Alabama gets upset by Jacksonville State. They played spoilers and knock Alabama right out the playoffs. And we are down to one final year. That was Alabama's chance potentially to get into the playoffs. Only team in the conference. Rack up maybe a couple of playoff wins and maybe get their chance at a second national championship. They lose. You can see they finished 13th in the nation. Alabama's had a couple of run-ins where they are like right on the fringe of the playoffs and they just haven't been able to get in. That's happened a lot more in this video where teams are like right at the end and like 13th, 14th, 12th even. And right on cue for the final season, Auburn 13th in the nation. That's probably going to mean they're not making the playoffs at 10-2. Jacksonville State, Alabama, they seem pretty set to potentially make it as they are both in the top 10. It's another rematch against these two teams. This time, spoilers aren't going to be played by Jacksonville State. Alabama seems to be pretty locked in. It's Jacksonville State that needs to fight for their playoff opportunity. Can Alabama get their revenge? They're up by 7, 2 minutes to play. Over the middle, that's going to be caught. Jacksonville State has probably one more drive in them. A minute to go as they're going to throw a deep ball over the middle. That's going to be caught at the 20-yard line and back to the line. 50 seconds to play, and that's going to be a score. Touchdown, Jacksonville State, and they take Alabama to overtime as now Alabama's going to get the sack. Jacksonville State going to have to settle for the field goal. Kick is going to be good. Alabama, can they win it with a touchdown? They go with a little end around trickery, and it's going to get blown up. Field goal for them now. Kick is going to be good. Alabama takes it to a second overtime, 27-27, as they're going to run it for the first down, and they are going to now have it 3rd down and 10. Throw it outside. Screen is going to be not quite for the first down. He came 5 yards short, so they're going to try another field goal. Kick is going to be no good, and Jacksonville State, door wide open, and he's going to throw one incomplete. 4th down and 5, but field goal for the win. Kick is good, and Jacksonville State is going to have a playoff victory, and Alabama does still get into the playoffs. Jacksonville State gets a first-round bye, though, as Alabama, they're taking on Ohio State, and they're going to get sacked, and Ohio State's got the safety. Ohio State was the thorn in the side of Alabama. 2 of the first 3 seasons knocked them out of the playoffs. Now back here in year 15, threatening to do the same, a sack, and Alabama can get the football back. third down, and he's going to throw it away. It's going to be Alabama football with 2.5 to go, but a sack is going to drop him down, and Alabama 4th down and long, going for it, and it's going to be knocked away. Ohio State with the football, with the handoff, and with the touchdown, and a 9-point lead is going to do it. Ohio State sweeps up Alabama in this video and ends their video with one national title. Jacksonville State, though, they got an opportunity against Ole Miss. Things could still swing in the favor of Jacksonville State if they can go all the way here. 28-21 as Jacksonville State with the play action, throwing it deep. He's going to throw an interception, and Ole Miss takes it, and now with under 4 to play, they're going to go right up the sidelines, caught, and now they're threatening to go up by 2 scores. Ole Miss throwing underneath, that's going to be caught for the first down, and things are looking dire for this Jacksonville State team, and they're going to swat one away, but it's going to be a field goal try with under 2 minutes to play, and now you really need something big to go in Jacksonville State's favor as they're going to throw a ball. Intercepted, and that's going to be Ole Miss taking it, and not just an interception, but a pick 6 to end this video, and both Alabama and Jacksonville State go down, and in not so good fashion, as they are going to end with one national championship for 3 different schools, meaning we have a little debate to be had. Maybe things aren't as clear cut as we would have thought going into this video, but now when we get to the stats, the data, all the info at the very end, we will see who truly are the kings of Alabama. We'll get into all that stats, all the info right now. So we get into the final stats and info. I've broken up these 10 teams into 4 different tiers, and we start off with the bottom 4, as unfortunately there were 4 FCS teams that we brought up. 3 of them reside in this bottom tier along with South Alabama, but Samford, North Alabama, and Alabama A&M all were pretty ineffective. And it's funny how a school like North Alabama can happen where, you know, the first couple of seasons, they were, like, kind of decent. They made the conference championship. Yeah, they got blown out by Alabama, but, like, obviously. And then they had, like, you know, a couple of winning seasons. Couldn't win a bowl game, but, like, you know, 6, 7, 8 win years. And then they literally just stunk it up for the last, like, 12 years and, like, couldn't make a bowl game, which is just crazy. And then Samford, I mean, they were just never competent, never made any sort of conference championship, no bowl victories or anything. Alabama A&M, 4 bowl victories, pretty cool, 80 wins, solid. South Alabama, a bowl win, but all these teams were relatively useless, basically. We get into tier 3, which is just the mid teams. Alabama State was the other FCS team, and they did end up with a winning record and 6 bowl wins, which, like, honestly not bad. 10 bowl appearances in 15 years is pretty solid, and to win 6 bowl games, like, they are a competent, valid FBS program. Like, they proved that they belonged, but they didn't really do much. They had, like, 1 year where they were, like, a top 25 school and had, like, 10 wins, but no conference title appearances, no All-Americans, not a lot in draft success or recruiting success, so not much in that regard. Troy made a conference championship. They had some, like, decent rosters. Like, every couple of years, I'd see, like, they had an 84, 85 overall team. They just couldn't do much with it. 5 bowl victories, had a little bit more in draft success and recruiting success, but, you know, right at 500, 1 game below, in fact. So, you know, a little disappointing from Troy, as they're a team that sometimes does do well in Sim. Tier 3, I hate to put them in their own tier. I don't usually put tiers of just one team by themselves, but I had to because they don't belong in any tier above or below them. They are definitely better than the teams below them, but I can't put them in the top tier because they just could not win big games. They had essentially 8 big games. I consider those the conference titles and the playoff games. They had 8 of them. They won 1, and the one conference championship they won put them in great position, and they got knocked out immediately in the playoffs. They not only got knocked out, they got destroyed by 3 scores after taking a first-round bye. They won 135 games in 15 years. That's really good. That's literally 9 wins a year. They were good, and UAB is a team that does do really good in Sim. Like, there's a number of years and a number of dynasty Sims that I do where UAB just can sometimes become a powerhouse. And this was not a powerhouse UAB team, but a really nice team. I mean, they made the playoffs, they won 6 bowl games, they made 5 conference titles, they just could not win the big games. And that pushes us to tier 1, which is our champions. And not only that, like, it's not just the fact that they won a championship, it's very odd that like, they didn't have a whole lot of playoff success aside from their title run. You take away the one run in the playoffs that they had, Jacksonville State didn't win a playoff game outside of it the other 14 years. Auburn won one playoff game because they had a first round bye in their championship run, so they went 3-0, but other than that, 1-3. And even Alabama, I mean, only a handful of playoff wins without their national title run. So these teams were not like hitting national championship levels every year. They just had like one really special year, and especially in Jacksonville State's case, one really special year where they lose the conference championship to UAB, and then as a lower seed go on the road, win a first round playoff game, and then make it all the way and win the national title. So like, that's a really fun run, a really special run. All these teams though, 163, 153, and 150 wins, so pretty similar in that regard. Alabama though with the edge. Auburn gave them the edge in recruiting. I mean, that's a lot of really good recruiting classes, and they averaged the 13th best recruiting class. They had a lot of top 10 classes. Alabama, even though they had like a really slow start, their overall recruiting classes were just fine, 33rd on average, and even their first two did tank that ranking a lot, but their ranking would have been, you know, top 20-ish maybe, but still good recruiting, and they outclassed Jacksonville State. And then on top of that, conference championships, 15 conference titles, and 14 of them were won by these three teams. So they dominated in that regard. Playoff bowl success, 6-5, 6-5, 8-1 in regular bowl games. So Alabama probably won. So we could probably get that out of the way. But I also would like to say that Alabama wasn't as decisive as you might have thought. But you guys can let me know what you thought. Who do you think won the state of Alabama? And if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe, as I'm trying to hit 5,000 by the end of the year. We got a couple of weeks left, but like I said, hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys all in the next one.